AC socket door is securely closed. Should you have encountered any problem during these checks, call an engineer for further investigation. Before we apply electrical power to the aircraft, we have to make sure that certain systems are secured. First, check that the gear lever is down. Then, make sure that the weather radar, DMEs, and transponder are at off, respective standby. Unwanted transmission of these systems can be harmful to persons standing close to the antenna. Now, check that the flap lever agrees with the flap position noted outside the aircraft. Finally, check that all circuit breakers on the flight deck are set. Now, as the aircraft is secure for electrical power-up, we can continue with bringing the batteries online. Switch batteries 1 and 2 to on. Operating the switches closes the battery contactors and powers the emergency DC bus, MDC. The emergency AC bus, MAC, is automatically powered from the emergency DC bus through the standby inverter, as no other source of AC power is available. A look at the electrics overhead panel shows that we do not have any power on the AC1, AC2, and Essential AC buses yet. Note that the emergency AC off warning is out at this stage, as this bus is powered by the emergency DC bus through the standby inverter. Now, check the voltage of battery 1 using the DC voltage rotary selector. Is the result of your check according to the limitations for the Avro RJ battery system? No, according to the battery system limitation, 23 volts are allowed, although it is the minimum allowable battery voltage. For readings below 23 volts, dispatch is only allowed after the batteries have been changed. The BAT 1 and 2 no charge warnings will come on a short time after the batteries have been switched on because they are discharging. The battery discharge current can be observed on the battery amp meter at the top right of the electrical overhead panel. The procedure has to be repeated for battery 2. Before the selector is set to off, to avoid the batteries being drained if the aircraft is left unpowered. The next item is to check that both AC and DC bus tie switches are set to auto. Now check that the standby inverter switch is at arm, the above located emergency AC bus off warning is out, and the yellow brake pressure indicator shows park brake pressure. Note that this instrument is powered by the emergency AC bus bar. Now we check that the standby generator switch is at arm. However, the standby generator is not working as the green hydraulic system is not pressurized at this stage. Therefore, the essential AC and DC bus off warnings are on. The next item is to check that the engine and APU generators are at off reset. At the moment, the aircraft is at the emergency power level. Have a look at the instruments you have available at this level, both on ground and in flight. Captain's attention getters and nav control panel. Standby altitude indicator. Standby altimeter, airspeed indicator. Number 1 needle in captain's DBI, including heading reference. Yellow brake pressure gauge, EGT and N2 gauges, and some warnings of the MWS. If an external AC supply is connected, you can now use it to power the electrical system. The green external AC power available annunciator on the flight deck electrical overhead panel shows the pilot that external AC power is connected and found satisfactory by the external power monitoring unit. Although the ground power monitor controls the integrity of the external AC power, the pilot has to check the voltage and frequency using the rotary selector switch before bringing the power online. Is the supply in limits? You're right. External AC can now be brought online. Bring the external AC online. Note that the external AC switch has 3 positions and will return spring-loaded to its central position after your on selection. Do it, please. Now that all buses are powered, all warning lights are out except the generator 1 and 4 offline warnings, as the engines and generators are off at this stage. If the external power goes out of limits for any reason, it will automatically be disconnected by the ground power monitoring unit from the bus bar system. In that case, we fall back to the emergency power level. We have to reinstate electrical power, and the APU generator is our alternative. In general, your choice of using the APU or an external power unit might be forced by company and airport regulations. APU starting is covered in the APU module. Let's assume that the APU runs at the governed speed and APU power is available. As the APU is running, but the APU generator is at off reset, the APU generator offline warning is lit. Before bringing a generator online, we have to check the output voltage and frequency. For that, the APU generator switch is brought from off reset to offline. Then the output is checked on the volt and frequency meter. As the output is in limits, we bring the APU generator online. Observe the APU amp meter. The indicated current confirms that the APU generator is now powering the aircraft bus bars. It has precedence over the external AC power, which is in an arm state now. Now we disconnect the external AC supply. Switch external AC off. Do it, please. External AC can now be removed from the aircraft. Normal procedures take you through management of the system from engine start through to shutdown. Because engine starting has its own module, we assume that the engines have already been started. We will now bring the generators online. In this example, the APU is powering the aircraft bus bars on the ground. Both engine generator control switches are set at off reset. This is to clear any faults detected by the GCUs and to de-energize the generator excitation. Note that at this switch position, no output indication on the voltage and frequency meters is available. Function of the generator control switch offline position is to check the output of the generator output. Bring generator 1 to offline. Do it, please.